to talk about mental health and suicide. We have Kay here. She's an advocate for both. She is also the author and founder of the Experience blog. She's joining us this morning to talk about a very serious subject, especially in our communities. Good morning.
Good morning.
People have a hard time opening up, and it's okay to say it's not okay. How did you get started with this?
Well, I was going through some extremely challenging times in my adult life, which had triggered unresolved trauma that developed from my childhood. I had no idea that the situations that I believed to be buried would resurrect themselves in real time, but it did. And ultimately, it almost cost me my life. So I promised God that I wouldn't allow the experience to be in vain, and that I would devote myself to being a mental health and suicide awareness and prevention advocate, and not only to raise awareness, but to educate, encourage, uplift, empower, and support those who are walking in my shoes or who will fill those shoes at some point. You know, mental health is a real thing, and up until most recently, it was always considered taboo, especially in the Black and Brown community. So these conversations weren't being had. Once my life's whirlwind subsided, I understood the dire need to amplify the importance of self-care, and therefore decided to be a voice for mental health.
How did you get started? And just tell us about some of the things that you're doing as you are an advocate for mental health and suicide.
So as you mentioned earlier, I did create a mental health blog. I've had several press releases, speaking engagements, interviews, as well as being featured in various magazines. And I've been on several podcasts and platforms alike. Currently, I'm in the process of creating a show that will center around mental health and suicide awareness and prevention, as well as a few other major and exciting projects that are coming down the pipes.
Tell us about how people can find the blog. How can people reach out to you?
I could be found on both Instagram and TikTok at The Experience with Kay. That's Kay, and it's all one word. On YouTube at The Experience 183. And that too is all together. Facebook is Kim Kimmie. That's KYM space KIMMIE. And on Twitter at The EXP with K. That's THEEXPWITHKAY.
Find her on IG at The Experience with Kay, and also at The Experience.blog. Thank you, Kay, so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Patty. I appreciate the opportunity.